let's talk a little bit about Bungee Leashes. So this is a pretty popular product. I see Bungee Leashes in the store. In fact, where was I? I was shook because I went into a big box pet store, and I want to say more than half of the leashes in that particular store were Bungee Leashes. And obviously, they wouldn't be selling them if they weren't doing well. And I see people on Bungee Leashes all the time. And a lot of times people are like, well, my dog pools, so I need something to help with that. And I will tell you right now, Bungee Leashes will help teach your dog to pull because they have that bungee aspect to them. And they're not good for training your dog not to pull. The only time I would ever recommend a person use a bungee leash is if they want their dog to pull, or if they're trying to teach their dog to pull. Even as far as dogs who have a pulling problem and people are like, well, I want to stop that, that yanking of my arm, that sudden jerk of my arm. There's a couple of things, we're going to talk about that in just a minute. There's a couple of things that you can, couple products you can buy. But so for those of you who may not want to continue on the video because it's, I'm potentially boring as hell. The short story is that Bungee Leashes will never teach your dog not to pull. They are not going to help with the pulling problem, and they're not really going to do anything useful for you if your dog pulls. And so the reason that your dog pulls is they want to get somewhere, and they want to get somewhere now, and they want to do, they want to get there. So us being fairly slow walkers, and we have to keep our dog close to us, there's all these little factors of why your dog might pull. And so Bungee Leashes just reinforce this, because your dog does in fact get to the thing that they want, and they got there by pulling. And since it's a bungee leash, it was fine. Like, they just bungeed themselves out. They're like, there I am, And so as a training tool, they're not good. They are not good at all. And I would not recommend them. They're not going to help you with the pulling. If you're having problems pulling and you for whatever reason you don't want to train your dog and you just want to sort of make it easier on your body, what you can do, and like I said, this is not training your dog, what you can do equipment-wise is you can get a hands-free belt that you attach your leash to. And so all it is it's going to go around your waist, and the dog's going to be attached to that. And so they're not going to be putting any strain on your shoulder. These belts are usually wide. They're fairly wide, a wide belt for you to use, so it's not like cutting you in half or anything like that. And then your dog will still pull you just the same as they did before. But now it's not going to put that strain, on your shoulder or into your arm. So that's an option to do. The other option, if you want your dog not to pull, is to get training. So that's definitely a thing that you want to do, is get some training for your dog, because there are no pieces of equipment out there that are going to stop your dog from pulling. There's equipment that's going to punish your dog from pulling, but it's not teaching them anything. It's just punishing them. And as soon as that punishment goes away, your dog goes right back to pulling. So any equipment that you use to try and teach your dog something, it must be paired with training. So that's a little bit of a different topic for another day. But Bungee Leashes, they're not going to work for teaching your dog not to pull. They're actually going to reward pulling just because of how they allow your dog to pull. If you try hard enough, you're going to get the thing you want. So keep that in mind next time you see all the Bungee Leashes there. They're not good for anything. And then, of course, You know, the bungee wears out, so they just turn into a normal leash at that point. Hopefully you guys learned something new today, and stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.